all right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Bleach. Everybody knows that Bleach is getting a new game. It's called Bleach: A Rebirth of Souls, right? So I got two videos or so that popped up specifically. That once is going to be explaining the mechanics and everything about the game itself, and then another one for movement in the game. I did see a little bit at the beginning of this video. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it personally, but who knows? Maybe the rest of the video will probably explain it to me. But anyways, let's take a look at it. Let's see real quick and see what's going on. I kind of want to see at least the mechanic wise of it being explained to me. So let's go. Show me how. Explain it to me.
May look like a simple arena fighter at first, but if you look deeper, you'll find plenty of unconventional systems that promise to make this game very unique. Among them is the Kompaku system. By depleting your opponent's health bar, you don't simply win the battle or the round. Instead, you damage their soul by depleting stocks of their Kompaku. But how many stocks you take from your opponents depend on a variety of factors, so today I'm breaking down exactly how this works so you can better understand these unique systems and enjoy this Bleach gameplay so much more. This Kompaku system is going to utilize every other system this game has. Everything influences the Kompaku, so let's start with the basics. Before we even get to those stocks, what you have here is a very familiar genre of game. You have full 3D movement, and you have three different types of attacks. Looking at Ichigo here, you have your light attacks, which result in this quick rush. You've got your flash attacks, that's what they call them, which is when Ichigo has this yellow aura to his moves. And then you have this big spinning move where Ichigo glows red. This is kind of a heavy attack that blows the opponent away. All of these attacks are universal. The characters' attacks will look different, and they will be very unique for sure, but they each seem to have these three types. On top of that, characters also have signature moves. For instance, Yoruichi's here is Anken, which is this quick knife that she throws with her feet. And these signature moves are also unique for every single character. As far as movement goes, I don't think this game has a jump button. Whether you are battling on the ground or skywalking,
but I love flower. Hopefully they don't pull that flower blossom because that time that we're done with that. Oh, you mean the Q&A or so? Dude, I bet you I'm gonna be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm gonna get some flack or so about the fucking like, oh, how can you say it's a bad interview? I'm like, because it is a bad Q&A. Like, it literally did not explain anything about the game itself.
This quick knife that she throws with her feet. And these signature moves are also unique for every single character. As far as movement goes, I don't think this game has a jump button. Whether you are battling on the ground or skywalking, that's because
that is the most slowest walk to an opponent I've ever seen in my entire life. Did you see how slow she was walking, chat?
Happens automatically. But you also seem to have a dodge button that you can use to dodge in any direction. Different characters have different dodge speeds and distances. Yoruichi here, dodging towards Ichigo, may even look like a homing dash, but it might honestly just be that her dodge is godlike, which makes sense. She's a fast character after all. You can also block, but not forever. There's a block bar at the top of the screen that regenerates over time, but if you block too much, that's gonna break and leave you open. On top of that...
Okay, so the block is basically the same as Smash Bros or so, where you have the bubble or so, and the amount of like attacks you do on the blocking or so, it reduces the strength of the blocking, so you can't really block forever. Okay, I see.
Top of the screen that regenerates over time, but if you block too much, that's gonna break and leave you open. On top of that, characters have two bars of meter. One of them is your spiritual pressure in yellow, and the other one is your reverse in white. Spiritual pressure moves are very unique for each character. On the other hand, some reverse moves are actually universal. For instance, for half a bar of reverse, we can see Yoruichi here using Flash Step, skipping to Ichigo's back, landing a counterattack that leads to a full combo. Another move that's...
Excuse me?
Skipping to Ichigo's back, landing a counterattack that leads to Yoruichi here. On the other hand, some reverse moves are actually universal.
So you're saying but the reverse moves are like literally on a one button prompt or so. So it's not like you input a command or so. It's like literally just a one button thing that pops up. So you build up this meter, right? This yellow meter here, right? This is the one thing I was worried about, how easily they dumb down the mechanics or so. Where you build up this yellow meter or so,
Spiritual
right?
pressure moves are...
And then you can see a prompt pop up. Press Y or press B, I guess, And I guess you do one of these spiritual moves or so, and it consumes that meter, and then you'll fucking do this whatever
are very
shit,
unique for
you
each
know?
character. On the other hand, some reverse moves are actually universal. For instance, for half a bar of reverse, we can see Yoriichi here using Flash Step, skipping to Ichigo's back, landing a counterattack that leads to a full combo. Another move
Can you it when you mean full combo or so, like, does it lead into you like that you have to do the input for the combo, or does the thing do it itself? Reverse is basically clones from the Storm games. Is that kind of what it refers to?
move that seems universal is reverse action. This is a state that you activate buffing your character, and depending on how you activate it, your character will shine a different color.
Reverse, soul reverse, chain reverse, and burst reverse. Color white, yellow, and blue. Activation neutral during a combo while being attacked. Effect spiritual pressure reishi, combo extension plus spiritual pressure, combo breaking guard gauge.
And you'll get a different buff from it. Activating this in neutral will give your character a white glow, which will increase your spiritual pressure, as well as the health you recover over time. Activating reverse action while you're landing a combo will activate yellow reverse, which works like a combo cancel, meaning you can use this to extend combos further than normal, while also providing you with an increase in spiritual pressure. And finally, if you're getting comboed by your opponent, you may use this as a combo breaker, activating the blue reverse, which not only breaks the opponent's combo, but recovers your guard gauge so you can block again. And these are the basics of battle. But as you play, you may have also noticed that passively, there's a bar next to your health that is always increasing. And once it's full, you can activate your character's evolution, unlocking their full potential. After that evolution is triggered, the bar will start filling up again, activating a second mode called sublimation. And after sublimation is obtained, the bar keeps filling up. That is until it's full and you reach Spirit Drive, at which point it's now reached its max. The full effect
I see. I also need to see how to block these special moves. It would suck just to eat them. Yeah, that's also I don't know, dude. The concerning of this game is, for me, it's pretty massive or so, because it's a Bleach game that hasn't had a Bleach game in such a long time, you know? So
effects of sublimation and Spirit Drive are currently unknown. We can figure out a little bit about sublimation, and I do have some theories about Spirit Drive. But for the full effects, we'll have to wait for further details for us to learn more. But that's all the systems that we need to know to break down the Konpaku system, which has been the one that Bandai is struggling to explain the most. And it's surprisingly simple to understand.
if the developers having a struggle time of trying to explain their own game mechanic in an actual game itself, then I'm worried about this game, you know? Like, he's saying it's completely which I understand it specifically of how the game works, right? To a degree. But if Bandai Namco is having a tough time trying to explain this system to people or so, the game is definitely gonna have a very rough time of getting probably the diehard Bleach fans are probably gonna be playing this quite a lot, but someone who's not in the realm of like a casual person, right, seeing this game or so, oh, this is pretty cool, you know, like I want to take a look at it, you know, and then they see this fucking complex system or so, and then they're trying to understand it, right, but then like fucking Bandai Namco is like not good at explaining it. It's gonna turn off a lot of people pretty easily, you know. That sentence in it on itself kind of worries me.
Been the one that Bandai is struggling to explain the most, and it's surprisingly simple to understand if you know what to look for. The most basic explanation of the Konpaku system is that you'll deal damage to your opponent's reishi till you can finish them with a Kikon move damaging their Konpaku. Already lost?
Yo, this is such a fucking like annoying. This is such an annoying system, though.
Too much Japanese? No worries. Let me simplify it. You'll deal damage to your opponent's health till you can finish them with a cinematic super, taking stocks off of their soul. And now you don't have to learn a second language in order to understand this game. Now, at the very least, you will take 2 stocks off of your opponent's soul. But we've seen as many as 5 being taken at once. And I believe you can take even the full 9 in one go. That's maybe...
You could take down the full entire 9 bars of health in one... What? How? That sounds so dumb. Can I hear that again?
very least, you will take 2 stocks off of your opponent's soul. But we've seen as many as 5 being taken at once, and I believe you can take even the full 9 in one go. That's maybe a bit theoretical at this point, but
That better not be true, dude. I swear to God, that better not be true. If you can actually take down all 9 HP bars or so from your opponent, I'm gonna be honest with you, this game's gonna be dead in the water so fucking fast, to be honest. That's when you know they probably fired the guy who made the mechanic and were like, I'll come up with something, and they probably didn't think it through. I don't know, to be honest.
But after deeply analyzing the gameplay, I can
That's why I said anime comeback.
guarantee that Ichigo here can take at least 6 in a single move. So let's see how that works.
You can take 6 in a single move? Oh shit, I wasn't even paying attention to that, to be honest. Yeah, because that is just gonna be so imbalanced. Because if there's only like certain characters that can do the 9 damage, because he's just said Ichigo can take up to 6, right? So you're telling me why would I want to go use this other character if this other character does more damage or so on the bars of health, you know? Like, honestly, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I want to use that? Dude, this is gonna be so fucking unbalanced or so as fuck. I can tell immediately.
Once the opponent reaches 30% health, you'll notice that the health bar becomes red. At this point, if you hit them with a combo, you can blow them away with that heavy attack, and link that into your cinematic super, which will take 2 stocks out of your opponent's soul. Let's call this the default. By default, you can take 2 stocks of the opponent's soul. Now, you can increase the number of stocks you take in many different ways. One of them is Soul Break. Soul Break is simple. Instead of launching your super when the opponent is at 30% health, just keep dealing damage until their health bar is empty. This triggers Soul Break, and your super will happen automatically afterwards. And instead of taking 2 stocks, you now take 3. So if by default you take 2 stocks, we could say that Soul Break, or fully depleting the health bar, is a +1. And we can keep stacking more +1s, and that's how we can deal some absolutely devastating damage. Another one we've seen multiple times is evolutions. By triggering a character's evolution, they will take...
Basically, they're Bankai. That's just basically... Kenpachi's gonna take 7, isn't he? Oh, dude, I can definitely see Kenpachi doing it 100%. It's just a Bankai, dude. They literally all say Bankai. I hate this stupid word evolution or so. It's fucking Bankai, okay? All right? It's such a dumb name for them to use.
Take by default an extra stock for the rest of the game. Let's look at a couple of examples here. Yoruichi here is activating her evolution, and Ichigo is already below 30% health. So she just kicks him with a heavy attack and immediately connects into a super. Since she has already evolved but did not trigger a soul break, this means she'll get the default 2 stocks +1 for her evolution, for 3 damage in total. Later in that same fight, we have Ichigo already evolved. You can see that he's got his Bankai state, and he's going to fully deplete Yoruichi's health, triggering that soul break. So that is the default 2 stocks, +1 from the evolution, +1 from the soul break, for a total of 4 damage. So far so good? Great. How...
So, okay, so when you're growing into your Bankai form, you always get a +1 on your shit. So you always get a +1 on your Bankai form. So the default is 2. So from beginning to end, if you don't activate shit, right, and you just battle each other normally, you always lose 2 bars of HP. But then when you go into your Bankai form, you get a +1 automatically for that specific form. So instead of 2, it'd be 3. And then you can add another one to make it 4.
1 from the soul break for a...
Okay, alright. Automatic supers, nah, I'm good. I'm waiting for this game. Rather spend money as day 1 on Sparking Zero.
total of 4 damage. So far so good? Great. How can we add even more to this? Well, this is where sublimation comes in. Remember that the evolution bar keeps filling up even after you have a...
Yeah, this bar right here, this bar keeps building up over time throughout the entire fight.
Vault. And once it's full, you'll see that your character enters sublimation. Well, this state automatically gives you another +1. We can see...
I see. Okay.
Here that Byakuya has already evolved, and that bar has already filled up enough that he has sublimation active. So when he hits Rukia with this Soul Break, we have the default 2 stocks, plus 1 for Soul Break, plus 1 for Evolution, plus 1 for sublimation, which means 5 stocks of damage in total. But I can see you want more, and I did promise you 6 stocks in one go, so let's have a little exercise. Let's put your knowledge to the test. How many stocks is Ichigo supposed to take from Yoruichi here? He doesn't have an evolution or sublimation. He didn't trigger Soul Break. So how many stocks do you think Yoruichi loses here? If your answer was 2, then you would be correct. He has no +1s whatsoever, so he only gets the default. However, the game says you're wrong. Why did that take 3 stocks, you ask? Well, turns out that even though these are universal rules for everyone, some characters can break those rules, and Ichigo is one of them. Ichigo...
Yeah, we put the mechanics in the rules for the game, but this character can break that fucking rule or so. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? What? That is such a dumb thing. So even though he does 6, he's dealing 9. What the fuck, dude? Oh my... This is so bad. This is so bad, dude.
Ichigo has a +1 available to him and only him through reverse action. During the universal rules for everyone, some characters can break those rules, and Ichigo is one of them. Ichigo has a +1 available to him and only him through reverse action. During the Ichigo trailer, you may remember that the first description said that reverse action increases the damage of his Kikon move. That is the cinematic super. So this was actually the default 2 stocks +1 for Ichigo's reverse action. This means that if Ichigo has evolution, sublimation, reverse action, triggers a soul break, plus the 2 defaults, that is 6 in one go. It's really...
That is so dumb. This is the most dumbest mechanic I've ever witnessed in a fighting game ever. There's no way this game is surviving that long. There's no way, dude.
Really cool that characters have abilities this unique in the game, but the opposite also seems to happen. For instance, Rukia's sublimation doesn't seem to give her a +1. You can see here that Byakuya has 4 stocks highlighted, meaning that Rukia can take a potential 4 stocks with her super. But once she reaches sublimation, that number of highlighted stocks does not go up to 5. But if you look at Byakuya, the opposite actually happens. Byakuya reaches his sublimation, and all of Rukia...
Yeah, because he's a captain, and then fucking Rukia is not even... What is Rukia a lieutenant or so in the anime? I don't fucking remember, to be honest. It's been so fucking long. It's been such a long time since I've seen the original Bleach anime. Imagine playing Super Smash Bros. You hit 300% damage, you can take 3 stocks off of someone. Dude, that would be fucking absurd, to be honest. If I remember correctly, I think she was like, but like she hasn't even reached, like, even during the early phases of like Bleach or so, I don't think she like... Did she reach, like, did she master her sword or so? She didn't master her sword, right? Like, she didn't, like, her Shikai form, right? Like, not the Bankai form. She was a lieutenant, right? I don't remember. It's been such a long time. Like, there's so much power imbalance in this shit. Her Shikai is bullshit, is it? Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's so much power imbalance in this, dude. Like, why would you even want to fucking, like, why would you even want to, like, be a lieutenant character if you know that fucking Ichigo can take a +1 automatic because it's built into his fucking mechanic or so, or just play fucking Byakuya over here, you know, fucking, like, because he can take 5, you know.
Rukia's stocks become highlighted, as you would expect. Now, you could theorize that maybe it's not Rukia here, it's Byakuya that has some sort of defensive buff.
Dude, if Kenpachi does, like, instant death stuff or something like that, like, Kenpachi has to be the most overpowered motherfucker in this game. Like, he has to be on at least the same level as fucking Ichigo.
but later he fights against Ichigo and all 5 of his stocks light up once Ichigo reaches sublimation. So yeah, it's unclear what's going on with Rukia here. Maybe her sublimation is indeed weaker for some reason, or maybe it's a matchup thing. Maybe she deals less damage if she's fighting against her brother. I wouldn't put it past him.
That would be the most dumbest mechanic I would ever hear in an entire game. Oh, this character can't take a lot of their HP bar because it's their brother. Okay. All right, dude. All right, that would be such a fucking dumb mechanic if that's actually true.
Kind of cool, actually. Competitively bad, but kind of cool for fan service. But what about taking all 9 stocks of Konpaku at once? Is that even possible? Short answer, we don't know yet. But given the amount of time that you need to build up the Spirit Drive, that is the bar that comes after sublimation, it might be possible that reaching Spirit Drive just gives you an instant kill on your opponent. Given how much they've talked...
It gives you an instant kill? You're joking, right? You're joking, right? Are you joking?
To build up the Spirit Drive, that is the bar that comes after sublimation, it might be possible that reaching Spirit Drive just gives you an instant kill on your opponent. Given how much they've talked about turning the battle in one hit and hitting your opponent with a one-hit kill, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that Spirit Drive actually allows you to take all 9 stocks in one go. On the other hand, when they talked about one-hit kill,
Why? Why is that even a mechanic in the game? That should not be a mechanic at the game. Cause like, if I'm kicking someone's fucking ass or so, right? Cause they fucking suck, right? But then they activate a one-shot kill or so on me and they win the fucking game, I'm just gonna be fucking pissed off and just uninstall the game at that point and get a fucking refund, you know? The more I know, the less hype for this game. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. The more that I know about this game, the less I'm like... don't want to even touch the PvP section of this game. Like, I do not want to touch the PvP of this section whatsoever.
They might have been talking about this. Byakuya here was nowhere near the 30% health threshold, and Yoruichi just hits him with a raw super, taking 4 stocks of Konpaku. That is 2 default, plus 1 for evolution, plus 1 for sublimation. We don't know if everyone is able to do this, by the way.
Wait, what?
Byakuya here was nowhere near the 30% health threshold.
Yeah, because the 30% threshold is right here, as you guys can tell. This makes the bar even bigger than the other than this percentage of HP.
And Yoruichi just hits him with a raw super, taking 4 stocks of Konpaku. That is 2 default, plus 1 for evolution, plus 1 for sublimation. We don't know if everyone is able.
Wait, so you're telling me if you hit this fucking move, if you hit him with this move, doesn't matter how much HP, if you hit him with this fucking special move, right? Doesn't matter how much HP they have, right? Does not matter how much they could be full fucking HP with all give a fuck. But you can get rid of 4 fucking HP bars on their fucking thing? What the fuck is this system?
Near the 30% health threshold, and Yoruichi just hits him with a raw super, taking 4 stocks of Konpaku. That is 2 default, plus 1 for evolution, plus 1 for sublimation. We don't know if everyone is able to do this, by the way, if it has anything to do with sublimation, or if it's something unique to Yoruichi, or maybe it's even a special power that only Taito Kubo has and no one else can do it. I'm definitely hoping for some more of those battle tip entries on the Steam page. I would love to learn more about sublimation and Spirit Drive, but even with those unknown factors, I hope this video has made the Bleach systems easier for you to understand. This
is a retarded system is what I fucking got from this video. I'm gonna be frankly honest, to be honest.
This feels like a creative battle system that I cannot wait to explore for myself, but how do you feel about it? Do you like the Konpaku system? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments below.
This is a terrible system. This is actually just god-awful. What are people saying in this comment section? I generally love this health system. It's set up for long back and forth matches that require just a little more planning than normal. Generally love this. I don't like it. No, that's dumb. Fighting games should not be taking 20 years or so to finish a fight, you know? feel like the spirit drive is probably an insta kill, and if it is, I can't wait to see the final Bankai Ichigo hitting the Mugetsu and absolutely destroying any opponents. Ichigo, and he is the only character. He's the only character that can take 6 souls as of now. Sus. Insane, to be honest. The more I keep learning about this, the more I'm just not liking of what I'm hearing so far about this game. All right, let's see. Apparently there's 8 ways of movement or so. The hell, what the hell is it's a fighting game, not an arena fight. Apparently that's what this person is saying or so, right? Because I'm trying to absorb all this information, trying to understand it, but so far I am not liking any of what I'm hearing so far, like whatsoever. So here, let's go back a little bit. Let's take a look at this one real quick.
Quickest way to tell if something is an arena fighter or a 3D fighting game is to see if the character can do a full 360 spin. In fact, both characters can just not look at each other and go straight to the camera. In a fighting game, the line of sight is always locked in, the characters are looking each other straight in the eye as if it's a samurai showdown or something, and if they can turn their back, it's because this is their specific stance, and even then you can see that their head tries to look at the opponent. This rebirth of Sauce ended up being a fighting game. You're fully locked in, can't turn around, and have an unhinged amount of movement options. Here are just the ones that I have noticed, but there are probably more. You can walk, run, dash.
That is the most weakest dash I have ever seen in my entire life. That's a fucking dash?
Oh, all of that is 8-way, by the way. From there, sidestep, flash step, perfect version activates nothing personal mechanic, or do a descent dodge, which is like RCing downwards. Which in my opinion fully expresses what the devs were saying in the interviews, mentioning that this is an Axis battle game. I believe that
An Axis battle?
this is why in the very first match where the devs were supposed to play, they did not block at all, not even once, they only used movement. And a quick note here, in one of the previous videos I was really frustrated that Nyaru, despite being a movement expert, has nothing special about her movement. Well, in here they kind of fixed it, because not only does she seem faster than all the other characters, she is also constantly leaving after images, which is something that other characters do not do in their animations. Not that blocking is useless in any way, there is no high-low mix-up, but there is a strike-throw mix-up. And you get a full combo if you land a throw. It's also my personal speculation that there is a sort of left-right mix-up in a way that if you're holding a block button and somehow opponent ends up being behind you, you can still attack them unless they release the button and press it again to realign themselves. Maybe there is another form of mix-up that hasn't been even revealed yet, because even though we have character trailers, there are still moves that weren't shown. For example, at some point of this showcase, Byakuya does Bakudo 61. Bro, that's like not in the officially released moveset. Moreover, he straight up goes and reveals a new mechanic, which is a stage transition. I also love how the stage changes its colors if both people go into the awakening mode. I think that's sick. There are some hints at clashes, but I have no idea what happens if two supers clash. Even in regards to the old mechanics, there seem to be some changes, because before reversal mode was red, now it's yellow. The red color was completely removed from the official site info, but it still retains enough explanation to reveal what different colors do and give you an idea of general combo system. There were some situations where the combo clearly could have been continued, but because the players didn't know what buttons to press, opponents slowly, awkwardly, floatingly recovered in the air. Got to see the combo break mechanic, I hope you can bait that. Plus some small interesting situational bits. If you activate the white reversal mode in Bankai with Ichigo, he dons his mask on, and you can kinda hear White's voice in there.
いちごがやば仮面をか
Though
ぶり
it's
ます
difficult to hear because of all the voices. Speaking of which, I think it would be a good idea if there was an option to tone down the announcer's voice. Sometimes camera does shenanigans that it's difficult to see what is going on, and I do not like that Yoruichi's idle pose is just standing there. No bueno. Plus maybe crazier Shunko effects. I mean, I do understand that they can't do the whole back explosions because of the way the camera works, but still these are my gripes if I had to give any negatives. Which is very difficult to do because the game is worth buying for soundtrack alone. Just some real bangers in there. I also completely accepted that Senran and Kagura devs are insane Bleach nerds because at some point they compare their game to a flower. And for you it's like, hey, what? This is not a surface level Bleach knowledge. Every single squad in the anime has a flower representation.
Yeah, I get it. Yes, I get it that every fucking squad has a fucking flower. Yes, I know this shit too as well. But it's a fucking dev for Q&A. We're asking about questions about the game itself. We're not asking about a goddamn fucking flower, okay? That has nothing to do about the game itself. It literally doesn't explain anything. Doesn't explain about the mechanic. Doesn't explain if there's going to be seasons. There's not going to explain if there's going to be content. Is there going to be any characters is there going to be any characters added as a DLC or so? Is there going to be seasonal stuff? It does not explain fucking anything on the actual Q&A with the dev itself. It literally did not explain anything. That's the one gripe I hated about the stupid Q&A. It was such a waste of goddamn fucking time, dude. Like, I understand that yeah, of course I know about this, you know? Take care of dubstep. Like I said, I already know about the each fucking captain that has not each captain, but each single squad or so represents a fucking flower. Okay, I get it, I understand, but that does not that still doesn't explain anything about the game itself. You know.
And meaning behind it, so they chose one for the game. How genius is that? And you're telling me these people don't have passion? The flower they chose was Lupin, and then symbolizes greed and cash grab. Hold up! I'm kidding. It does symbolize greed, but in a way that you're greedy, as the developers themselves explained. They want you to get greedy at improvement, greedy to get better at fighting. Whatever that means. Hopefully not cash grab.
Yeah. Anyways, let me go back real quick. I don't know, man. I don't know. Not very hype about the game, I'll be honest with you. Definitely not hyped about it whatsoever. Definitely from this video and then from the last video. Mostly the last video about explaining the mechanics about the game itself. I don't know, man. This feels like it's gonna be a very average, maybe average game, to be honest. Because usually when it comes to like IP anime games or so, they're not really the greatest or so. Because there's been multiple times where there has been like IP animes that don't really get the best treatment around, and they've always been really terrible. I think the only one that kind of pulls it off kind of relatively pretty well is Naruto, right? Like that's the only one that I know that has pulled it very well, besides, you know, besides the One Piece stuff. I think there might be a couple One Piece games that were pretty bangers, but I'm not too sure. I don't play One Piece. I've only played like a very few Naruto games, but like all other anime IPs or so kind of really fall short or fall flat pretty instantly. So like I said, I'll definitely play this game. You know, Cole, would you like to play Space Marines with me? There's flower that's supposed to blossom, blah blah blah. Cole, are you gonna play or not? That's how it feels when I was watching this. Like I said, like I'll play the game, I'll try it out, but I'm definitely not playing the PvP for this game. I'm 100% definitely not playing the PvP. Like there's no way in hell I'm touching the PvP for this game. Like, I can tell automatically that there's going to be some character imbalances, like, hella fucking much. Because if Ichigo can take out that much HP bars or so, then what the fuck are the other characters going to do? Why would I even bother using fucking Rukia? Why would I even bother using Rangiku? You know, because I saw Rangiku pop up. Why would I use any of the lieutenants if they don't have a fucking extra form, you know, or an extra bar that they can take away, you know? Why wouldn't I just use just the meta characters only, you know? I don't know, man. This game is gonna be so fucking imbalanced, and it's just gonna get stale so fast if they don't balance those characters, especially Ichigo, Kenpachi, if they're gonna add Kenpachi into the game, you know? I don't know. I can definitely see Kenpachi being overpowered. I can definitely see if they're gonna add fucking Yamamoto or so. Yamamoto's gonna be fucking insane if they bring him in. Ichigo is already fucking insane already. Who else? Who else would be at the top? It's lore faithful. Yeah, but sometimes the lore just doesn't help the fucking game itself, you know? I'm playing a video game. I'm not fucking watching an anime, you know? I'm not here to learn the lore so about in a video game. I'm here to have fun to play in a video game. If I want to learn about the lore, you know, I just go watch the Bleach episode, you know. The Bleach anime has been out for such a long time. If you're just barely getting into Bleach, just go watch the anime at this point, you know. Don't even like why? I don't know, dude. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just kind of like I am very, 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 very low expectations about this game. I have super low expectations, to be honest. If it's good, I'll definitely let you guys know because we'll play it on stream. But like at this very moment, I'm very skeptical about this game. Very, very, very skeptical. So yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of Add a flower in it. Okay, shut the fuck up.